Yo guys, Max here. Did you know that up to 70% of all the women on dating apps are just there to get attention? So the other day I was reading studies about Tinder and the reasons why girls go on the app, and I found this interesting study that says that 40% of the women who use dating apps actually declare using those for validation seeking or to feel better about themselves. Now, 40% is the amount of people who admit it. In truth, if we extrapolate this and take an educated guess, it's closer to 60 to 70%. So with that in mind, we can officially say that Tinder is dead. Or is it? If you don't know me, my name is Max, nice to meet you. I've been traveling the world, I've been dating hundreds of girls, and I've been coaching guys for years. It's kind of a sad state of affairs that when you look at numbers, you see that 2 out of 3 women on Tinder are just there to farm attention and free dopamine. And the worst part is that most don't even know that they are doing it. Because you can't really be mad at girls for doing that. In the end, it's kind of an innocent behavior. Even if for most guys, it's actually super frustrating. You match a girl that you like, she replies once and then she ghosts. And you're like, what a waste of time. Or even worse, you match a girl you like, you talk with her for a while, you exchange 10 to 20 messages with her, and eventually when you ask her out, she dodges the question and quickly she ghosts you. So personally, for years, when that happened to me, I used to think, okay, I'm the problem, my text game is bad, I'm not interesting enough, maybe my photos are terrible, or I said something weird and she ran away. But again, the truth is, most girls are just not there to actually meet a guy. Or are they? At the moment, I use a very deep, very advanced system to text girls on dating apps, and I can go on 3 to 4 dates for every 10 matches I get. But this is very advanced, you need to have a good understanding of female psychology and you need good social experience to make it work. I usually reserve that for my private coaching clients. But still, here today, I want to give you an optimized and very simple way to text girls on dating apps. This is the system I currently use. It's very deep, very detailed, goes very far with many decisions, many branches, what can happen and what do you do. And this is the simplified Tinder model I want to talk to you about today. The more complex system is to make sure I don't miss out on maybe girls or very difficult, very hot girls. But with the simplified system, what I am going to promise to you today is to never ever again miss out on the yes girls. The point of this system is to figure out very quickly whether the girl you're talking to actually likes you and actually wants to go on a date. My goal with this simplified system is to first give you an overview of what you should do to actually lead your conversations to a date if you're a very beginner and you're having trouble doing that, but also make it as quick and as simple as possible for you with the least chances of messing up or saying something weird that will turn the girl off, to make it as simple as possible and as quick as possible for you to get on a date with a girl who is interested in going out with you and to filter off girls who actually don't want it. This system is very simple. It's very similar to a sales funnel with decision trees. We are going to send very impactful, very precise messages to either confirm that she's interested and move to the next step, or confirm that she's not interested and make sure we don't waste any more time than we need on her. Again, this system will get you all the yes girls. You will not get the maybe girls and the no girls with this system, but you will get all the yes girls. So first things first, you're gonna start with your opener. Here, we really don't overthink it. You use something very simple that you can copy and paste for all of your matches. That's kind of the core of this system. You make it simple on yourself by saying things that work all the time. So there I have many openers. If you watch my content, you know them already. You can say something that goes everywhere, like, why do you look so innocent but yet so wild? Even hey trouble, the most overused opener ever, works here. Just make her talk about herself and verify whether or not she's open to talk with you. That's the only thing that matters for the first step and the opener. You verify whether she's open to talk to you more. Now, you're gonna get 4 kinds of replies, more like 3 kinds of replies, plus 1 that's an obvious sign that's going to accelerate everything. But either she's going to reply with a sign of interest, a dry reply, or she's not gonna reply. If she doesn't reply, it's very simple. You come here and you move on. You don't try to restart the conversation later. It never leads to anything. If she doesn't even reply to your first message, there is no point trying further. But then if she replies, she's either going to reply something dry, like haha maybe, or she's going to reply with a sign of interest, as in she's going to give you something. She's going to add a little bit of personality to the conversation. Maybe she's gonna ask you a question, or she's going to have an exaggerated reaction, for example, ha 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 ha, with a lot of emojis, it's not gonna feel dry. That's the point. And if you're lucky and she really likes you or she's really horny, she's going to give you an obvious sign of interest. Here, you don't overthink it. If it's an obvious sign of interest, you will know it. If it's not obvious, well, it's just a regular sign of interest, and if it's not a regular sign of interest, it's a dry reply, and we're gonna work from there. Now, like we said, a lot of girls on dating apps, they are there just to farm attention, and it's kind of easy to notice in most cases, because they are gonna give you a dry reply. Now, she might be interested, but shy. And while this system right here is not there to go in depth and to turn maybe girls into yes girls, well, she just might be shy, and you can very easily verify whether or not she's actually shy and into you. So right here, you're gonna do what I like to call the verification text, and you're just playfully going to call out the fact that she seems very shy or dry. Very simple, very to the point. For example, can't tell if you're bored or very shy with a funny emoji. So you're just playfully calling her out, and then you're gonna see what she replies. And again, the beauty of this is that there is no overthinking. If she likes you and really wants to meet you and she's in the yes girl category, she's going to qualify herself, or she's going to say something like, no, haha, I'm distracted, or something like that. But she's gonna tell you, obviously, that she's actually here to talk with you. Now here, if you get another dry reply, it's very simple as well. You're gonna move on. We are here in this system to get with the yes girls. If she gives you a sign of interest, you go directly to the flirty emotional spike. And here we are going to actually verify that she's interested in flirting with a guy, not just here to enjoy conversations, because she might have a positive reaction to your opener just because your opener is good. And if it's an opener I gave you, it's gonna be good. So we have to make sure she's actually there to flirt with a guy and not just to enjoy the good vibes. To do this, it's very simple. We're gonna do what I like to call an emotional spike, and this one's gonna be flirtatious. Because again, we are filtering for yes girls. We are not trying to convince, we are trying to go out with girls who already want it. You have different ways to do this. A line I like to use a lot when I use this system is to ask her how good she can kiss from 0 to 10, and based on her answer, it's gonna be very obvious what she wants. But in general, you have to use a line that implies you and her in a romantic or flirtatious setting. Another flirty line would be, for example, what's your opinion on cute Italian guys or cute Greek guys, wherever you come from, but something that's going to associate you and her together in a romantic setting, and then you probe for her to share her opinion about that. Here again, you're gonna have 3 types of reactions. She's gonna give you an obvious sign of interest, and she's gonna qualify herself to you. For example, oh, I love Italian guys, ha ha ha. Sign of interest. She might give you a dry reply because she was not actually there to flirt with a guy. Then you're gonna have to verify again. Or she might just ghost you and give you no reply. Here again, we're not here to chase, so it goes directly to the move on category. If she gives you a dry reply, you're gonna have to verify that. For example, if you're not interested, all good. Because the sub-communication here is, I wanna flirt with you, you don't seem open to it, all good. The ball is in your court. There, she's going to either qualify herself and tell you that no, ha ha ha, actually blah 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 blah, or she's gonna be dry, or she's gonna ghost you. If she doesn't pass the verification, again, move on. We are not here to waste time, we are here to make something happen. Now, one thing I have noticed is that if from the opener she gives you right off the bat an obvious sign of interest, for example, she invests a lot, she immediately asks you a question about yourself, or even better, she immediately asks, do you want to hang out? Well, you can go directly to the qualifier step, or if she just gave you a regular sign of interest, you go through the first flirty emotional spike, you get another sign of interest, and you move on to the qualifier. Okay, so the point of the qualifier is to figure out whether she actually likes you, whether she actually wants to submit to you. Even though it's a little bit of a confrontational frame of mind, for the purpose of this system, it works very well. Again, here we are going to say this in a playful way, because even if we are screening her, we never want to come off as too combative or as too, I'm above you, you're below me, prove it. Vibes like that don't really work, even if in the subtext, this is what we are going for this texting system. So for example, you can say something along the lines of, I hope you can behave if we hang out. Ideally, what works best here is to push her to prove herself and to prove her interest in a sense, and at the same time you imply that you guys are going to be together and that you're gonna like her if she replies positively. This is the step where all the no girls and all the maybe girls will fall off, even if they were a little bit stringing you along so far or lying a little bit, like faking interest. Here they will all stop replying or give you a dry reply if they were not in the yes category. As a result, very simple, dry reply or no reply, you move on. She was not a yes girl. You don't need to waste more time. And that's kind of the beauty of this system, because even if you don't get with all the girls you could possibly get with, within 2-3 messages, you're gonna figure out whether or not she's down, and then you're gonna ask her out. So let's say you do your qualifier and she gives you a positive reply. Next step is to soft close her. That is to say, you're going to gently bring in the conversation the concept of hanging out together. And here we're gonna build a yes ladder. We're gonna start with a soft question to initiate the close. We're gonna be, for example, by the way, do you like wine? Or I'm sure if we hang out together, you will be drunk in 1 beer. Again, something that implies the concept of doing an activity together, because the next step for the close, you're going to confirm this activity. So you tell her, by the way, do you like wine? She's like yes. She's like no. If she doesn't like wine, you try something else. Do you like smoothies? You get her to agree on something. You push for an idea that she will not say no to. You confirm that yes ladder, and once that's done, you go for the close. Cool, then let's do it together tomorrow. You see what she replies. So far she's gonna say yes, and then you confirm the logistics. That's it, very simple. What comes after, I like to bring girls directly to Instagram to pull them away from my competition on the dating apps, because if a girl likes a guy and she wants to meet a guy, she's not gonna spend more time on dating apps once she found one who locked a date. Like, it's done. She's not gonna waste more time on Tinder. If you're having trouble leading your conversations towards the close once she agreed on it, for example on Instagram, or even for girls that you met in real life, you can check the link below this video. I have a course that shows you exactly, with examples, with step-by-step, with systems, and with the most powerful emotional triggers. Click the link below the video and go check it out. I'm gonna give you a very simple example of that system in action right now. Here's a girl I matched with. I sent her, you're my new favorite, which is very bold, but again, if you filter for yes girls, it's gonna work. She replies, whatever, what matters is the subtext. It's a sign of interest, so that's good. I push with the flirty message, how good can you kiss from 1 to 10? She replies, I'm a good kisser, probably 9. She's qualifying herself hard, so again, a very green light. I reply what she says, I kiss 11, just for fun, we keep up with a good vibe. I move on to the qualifier, can I believe you on this? Again, very simple, because we are under the frame that she's a yes girl. She replies, ha ha ha, you are even more confident, blah blah blah. She's again very positive, she's giving a lot of green lights. And what you will see very often when you do this, when you're straight to the point, but you're at the same time being playful and confident, girls who really want it, they will sometimes help you move the conversation forward. So she says, I can't convince you here, we have to try, you have to try by yourself. And I tell her, I like to joke around, we keep the good vibe up. I ask her if she has Instagram or WhatsApp, and we find a good time to meet. Very simple, very to the point. She says we can talk on WhatsApp, and I give her my number, and she texts me there. We met the next day in my house, which is again the beauty of this system, because girls who go through this system and who comply with everything are very often down for a hookup on the same day, or directly a home date on the first meetup. She came over, we had a lot of fun, we met a couple of times after. Very good, very simple, and that's kind of why I love this system. When you don't have a lot of time, when you don't want to overthink, you just follow this system and you will get all the yes girls, and those girls are girls who are going to be extremely compliant with your lead. Now the cons of this system, full disclaimer, is that yes, you're going to get with all the yes girls, and it's going to be very simple, very quick, and you're going to waste no time. But you're going to miss out on the maybe girls, or the girls who needed maybe a little bit more warm up. For that, I have another system that really goes in depth, that makes sure that we do all that we need to do to warm her up to the point where then it makes sense to filter her if she's not interested. But that's a little bit more complicated, a little bit more advanced. And again, I keep that for my private coaching client. If you're interested, by the way, don't hesitate to send me a message. But a little bit too complex for YouTube at the moment. So again, this system, very simple, very quick, very straight to the point. Where most guys fail with this system is here around the verification part, because they don't filter girls hard enough. And also here around the flirtatious emotional spike, because most guys are afraid to put themselves out there and to try to flirt, because this is the moment basically when girls are going to ghost you if they are not interested. But that's the point here. Don't be afraid to filter girls who are not interested. Remember the odds, remember the study I mentioned at the beginning. You're not here with this system to convince girls. You're here to figure out whether or not she's worth your time, whether or not she's a yes girl, she's interested in going out with you. Now you might think, okay, if I just focus on the yes girls, I'm going to lose out on a lot of girls, but actually no. If your profile is on point, you're gonna get at least 1 date per week just by doing that. Bottom line, if you follow this system and you lead hard to what you want, you filter girls hard, you're gonna get at least 1 date per week from Tinder alone, provided of course that your profile is not terrible. But that's another topic. This system is gonna help you get all those yes girls, again, at least 1 date per week. Alright, okay, that's pretty much it for this video. As usual, if you are interested in learning how to generate attraction between you and the woman you meet on the apps or also in real life of the apps, you can check the link below this video. I have a free guide that shows you exactly how to do that, how to meet girls in real life, how to lead that to generate attraction and lead that to a date. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comments below. Leave a like and subscribe if you would like to see more. I will see you guys next time.